Okay, yeah, welcome to the live. We got some tea to get into. Okay, so let's get into it.
Deep in the glorified screens, it's a party inside. Sometimes we need solutions, and sometimes it's just a vibe. In good chat therapy. I get plenty good chat therapy.
Okay, y'all, welcome back. That was kind of a lot going on there. Anyway, welcome back to the show, y'all. So we got something to get into. Okay, hold on just a second. Just a moment. We get started just a second. Okay, y'all, we're gonna get started in just a second. I had a little bit of feedback, so I was just trying to get that straight because I was echoing. Okay, be right back. So sorry, it's echoing, and we don't want to do that. Hold on just a moment. I'm going to play some music until I get it fixed. Okay, y'all, I figured it out. Sorry to keep you waiting. So sorry about that. I figured it out. I just could not continue with all the echoing. So I'm so sorry about the tech issues. Okay, yeah, so let's get into it real quick. Let's get everything straight. I thought I was ready, but we're almost ready. So before we actually get into it, I wanted to talk about our girl, Miss Monique. Okay, so Monique came out here recently, and she was on Tamlin's talk show. And Monique, she lost over 100 pounds. So I just wanted to celebrate her and give her kudos. So kudos to Monique for losing 100 pounds. All right. So we're gonna continue on till we get to our actual tea. Okay. It started out kind of shaky, didn't it? But we're back. We straight now. But anyway, I was so proud of Monique. I want to touch on this real quick. I was so proud of Miss Monique because I watched Monique do her workout since I think when it was doing COVID. Her and her trainer were doing it out of her house. I think it was a house, but they were doing their workouts, and I was so impressed. I was like, look at Monique. I was so proud. But anyway, yeah, I watched her do that and it was pretty cool. But anyway, she was on the Tamron show. She came and they did their little dance or whatever. And honestly, I actually did her workout today and it's pretty good. It's pretty cool. So kudos to her. But we're going to move on to our tea. All right, our actual tea. And let's get into it. Okay. All right. And thank you for being so patient. All right. Had a little tech issue at the beginning, but we're ready now, okay? So let's keep going. We're through talking about our girl Monique. All right. So first of all, let's talk about Dame. Did anybody see that interview with Damon Dash and Mr. Charlemagne? Oh my goodness. I will say it was very entertaining, and I wasn't gonna watch it at first. I was like, "What is going on?" So I wasn't gonna watch it at first, y'all. But then I said, "Let me check it out." So um, they kept going back and forth. Charlemagne was called Damon Dash gay. No, no, excuse me. Damon Dash was calling Charlemagne gay over and over. I was like, what is going on with this? And then Charlemagne was calling him broke, and they was going back and forth. But it was kind of funny. And that's why we're here talking about it, because we thought it was just funny and they were going to leave it at that. But no, that's not it. What has just happened recently, what Mr. Damon Dash just did, you just won't believe it. You won't believe it. He just came out and he said that he was going to uh, you know, sue the Breakfast Club because Charlemagne allegedly called his sneakers dirty. Sneakers, as in shoes, tennis shoes, sneakers. And I was like, what is going on? But yeah, I actually read an article that he was upset about that. Now the reason this is crazy is because you have to remember they went back and forth. I mean, they called each other names the entire show. So I was really surprised to hear him say that. And I really didn't see his shoes. I think he sat down on the couch during the interview and everything like that, but I don't remember seeing his tennis shoes. I don't know if they were dirty or not, but this is crazy. So the reason I ended up actually listening to the entire video, because it was a bit long, it was a long interview. I myself wanted to see these shoes. Like I wanted to hear, and I wanted to hear Charlemagne say the shoes were dirty. I personally did not hear it. I'm not saying he didn't say it, but I didn't hear it. He said something about his suit, but not his shoes. But yeah, but anyway, he actually came out and he's actually suing him. I was like, well, that's what Damon Dash said he was gonna do. I will say this: Damon Dash is funny. He is funny, hilarious, so funny. And I also want to touch a little bit, just a little bit on the interview. The stuff he said, he kind of, debunked some of the things people were saying. Like, people were making fun of his teeth, at the front of Damon Dash's, mouth. He was missing his teeth. He told us about that. So you might want to check that video out. I thought it was quite interesting because, people were trying to wondering, like, first of all, what's really going on? Also, he mentioned, Charlemagne kept calling him broke. And you're like, why you keep calling him broke? Well, he also filed for chapters, I think it's chapter 7. I think he did. He filed for chapter 7. But anyway, the whole thing of it all, it's just crazy to me that he actually said he was going to sue the Breakfast Club, actually, particularly Charlemagne, because of some dirty tennis shoes. Anyway, I just thought that was a key, and I wanted to bring that to y'all because I thought it was funny. Okay, all right. Let me know what y'all think. So basically, he was saying it was a defamation of his brand because Charlemagne said his shoes were dirty. And I was like, this is insane. So I did pull a little bit of an article just to touch on what he said because I'll show you that I didn't just make this up. This was actually reported. You see here where he actually came out and said he was going to sue. Now, I hadn't found anything and showed that he actually has done that, but he said he was going to. But I thought it was quite interesting that he said that. Maybe he was joking, but that's kind of a serious, defamation, whatever. But anyway, there's the article. I want to show you proof that it's true that Damon Dash allegedly, according to this article, he said that. Okay, he's going to sue them. Now, I haven't heard anything from Charlemagne or anything like that. I hadn't heard him respond. So he probably won't respond because I just really thought they were going to fight in the interview as it is, right? And so I kind of look, you see here in the article, it kind of gives you how can Dash actually sue? What does he have to do? He says he has to have a false statement was made that the sneakers were dirty. Just that alone. Anyway, he has to really prove that it was a defamation, and I don't see how he's going to do that because honestly, you can say someone's stuff is dirty, or to me, it's just an opinion. But nevertheless, yeah. So let me know what you think. Do you really think he's going to sue Charlemagne, or is he just saying that? Because I mean, what's really going on? Because also, he's foul trapped to 7, or just like a money grab. I'm really kind of surprised that he came out and said it, but again, I'm still surprised. Y'all, let me know what y'all think. Okay, all right. So let me know what you think about that. So moving on from there, let's move into our next person up for bar. Okay, let's keep going. And then I stayed on the article a little bit too long. All right, Mr. Damon Dash. Okay, so we're almost there. Next thing we're going to talk about is I'm sure if you haven't heard, I'm going to talk about it after we're through talking about Damon Dash. But don't forget to let me know. So you see the man on the screen there smiling, his silly self. So before we get into this, Ray J came out. Now everybody coming out with stuff. He recently came out and he said that the Kardashians, specifically Kim and her mom, were, they had a RICO and the Fed charges were coming for them, which I thought that was far fetched. But you can't really put anything past Ray J. Ray J, I don't know. He's funny, but no, Ray J. So I was like, really? But anyway, I have the clip. I want to share with you what he said. And yeah, we're going to play it and get into what he said. Hold on.
This federal RICO though on KK and Chris. Ooh, the federal RICO I'm about to drop on Chris and Kim is about to be crazy. I'm talking about, I'm on the news every day, like, yeah. Meaning, like, I'm gonna say a lot of shit, but
got a little bounce, you walk through, it should be.
If anybody know Kim and cool with Kim, they need to tell her now. The rain is coming, the feds is coming.
Hey, right.
The feds is coming. It's nothing I can do about it. It's worse than Diddy. It's worse than Diddy.
Mm-hmm. Y'all hear this nigga, boy?
It's worse than Diddy. The feds are coming to investigate. Yeah, because it's like, I can't be the dirty guy no more.
Yeah, you got it. Oh, they listening to they listening to everything he said over here.
You talking about my hair?
They trying to figure out what the fuck the conversation was. This nigga need cameras all over his crib, bro. No, Ray J is really funny as fuck, bro. Bro really is gonna be a nice ass. He is a good ass streamer. Like, bro, really just naturally funny, bro. That shit is. Yeah, that shit is.
Yeah, so yeah, you heard Ray J's voice, and it sounded like Ray J. I'm not gonna say allegedly, does sound like Ray J. I was like, Ray J, why would you come out and say that? I know Ray J said some outlandish things, and he's basically a comedian in so many words. He does all these things, but that's pretty deep. Like he's accusing them of RICO charges. I was like, wow. Now I think this all stemmed from back what was it, 2022? So I think I have a little bit of that. Let me show you the rest. I think this stemmed back from 2022. Remember, he came out, he was going off about this S tape. Remember the S tape between him and Kim Kardashian? And allegedly, he said that Kim's mom, Chris, came out and leaked the video. Remember that? I think he's mad about that. I really do. I think this has something to do with that because, he said it messed with his career and all that kind of stuff. It tainted his career is what in so many words is what he said. But I clearly remember him being upset. Now, I didn't play the clip, but it's on here. So we're going to check it out. We'll see what he kind of says. Just a little bit of it. We don't want to play the whole thing. He was going ham, okay? But I recall, there just a little bit of it right there, what he said. But you know what? I recall him when he did this, y'all. I remember when he came out. He wasn't it like four. I mean, he came out like 3-4 times. He was in the car, then he was in the house. He was tripping. But anyway, I think this is related. So here's the deal. I don't went back. Let me keep going. But anyway, that's fine. So anyway, here's the deal, though. I got to myself when I read this. I thought to myself, how can he come out here and say all this and think that Kim Kardashian is not going to say anything? Why would he think it's okay? He was sitting in an interview and said that she had RICO charges, and I was like, wow. And guess what? Kim came back. Kim's lawyer came out and recently and said, "Nah, we're not doing that." So she sent her lawyers. I was waiting for it. Like he just said it, and she sent them. Well, it was reported today that her attorney said that it was not true, and that basically he had to take his statements back and all that kind of stuff. So I haven't heard anything else from Ray J since then. But he's still mad at Kim. I don't care what anybody says. I think he's still mad about that daggone tape. So if you don't know, there was a tape, and that's him. I didn't really play that part, but he was going ham. You know, I guess he felt his reputation was scorned because of the S tape that was leaked, and he just swears them down that they did it. He does. He swears them down, about the Kardashians. Anyway, we're gonna keep going, but yeah, that's pretty much the gist of that. But he's upset. I cannot wait to hear what Ray J's response is gonna be if there's a response. And my question, really, for the biggest question I have, is why? Why did he come out and say all this? What was the purpose of saying it all? I just didn't get it. Like, are you saying this because you think it's true, and you really think they're gonna have a case? And one more thing before I go further, I forgot to mention. Yeah, I didn't find anything, any legal, any documents, any reports, or anything saying where they have a RICO charge. So I didn't find any whatsoever. Okay, so know that. Let's be clear about it. All right. So I'm not saying Kim did anything or the Kardashians did anything. I didn't find anything. Just Ray J talking. It was just Ray J talking. Okay, y'all, we're gonna move on. Speaking of legal things, let's move on to our update on Mr. P. Diddy. Now, just jump right to it. P. Diddy's already they've already handed down what he's you know he was already he hadn't handed down his sentence, but he's already been charged. So let's be clear about that. But he's going to be sentenced on October the 3rd. Now, in the meantime, between time, I wanted to mention this because his family has come out, and a lot of other people and friends and family have come out, and they've spoken on his behalf because they want to get him home. Because I'm sure I'm sure they're hoping this is going to affect his sentencing and hope they let him come home. That's why they did it. But we're going to get into just a little bit of it. Aren't they the cutest ever? P. Diddy has some beautiful kids. So whatever he got going, I hope he gets out here and get out. If he gets out, get out here and take care of his babies. Because it looks like they really do need him there. But he has a beautiful family, gorgeous, beautiful girls. Anyway, they wrote a letter to the judge asking, could their dad come home? And I thought it was actually sweet. I do. Now it could be that the judge, their attorney, his attorney said, "Hey, y'all write a letter to the judge, let them know how much you love your dad, how much you need them." So I'm going to read just only one of, because there were several. So let's get into just one, kind of what they said about their dad. And he says, "This situation has been really hard on all of us," wrote Chance 19, whom Diddy shares with Chapman, according to US Weekly. "It doesn't feel right at home without him here. We miss him every day, and I know how much he wants to be with us and face the situation responsibly. Some of my siblings do not have their mother and are now missing a father figure in their lives. We miss him deeply and need his presence, especially now." Actually thought that was sweet. But and there's several. I'm only going to read one, but I think like all the kids, at least 3 of them wrote letters. So we'll see if it really makes a difference. I think the judge probably asked them to do it. So we're gonna see what's going to go on with P. Diddy. Again, we only have a few days. Like October 3rd is gonna be the sentencing day. We're gonna find out what time it really is. So as far as P. Diddy goes, what do y'all think about him writing letters? You think it's gonna help his sentencing? Do you care? I mean, some people don't want him out, so I'm not asking that question. I'm just asking as it relates to his sentencing because the charges are already there. Okay, now we're just focused on the sentencing. But yeah, that's all we have on the update for as P. Diddy goes. I just wanted to update y'all, let y'all know what was going on. Nothing major has really happened. We're just waiting on October the 3rd to see what's going to happen next. But I kind of hope he does, kind of, sort of, because it seems like the kids really do need him. I know the twins are 18, but they still need a parent. You know what I mean? Because they don't have their mom anymore. That's in my opinion. Okay. All right. So yeah, but that's what's going on with Mr. P Diddy. It was just a quick update, y'all. So let me know what you think down in the comment section or even in the live about that whole situation. Not really much there. I mean, it's a done deal. We're just waiting on that. So yeah, we're gonna move on to. Well, I guess I need to share the rest of the pictures with y'all, but yeah, there they are. Yep. So they're really talking about their dad. I was around 4 years old. That's the one. Oh yeah, Quincy. Quincy said I was 4 years old. I guess I could read that, but I was around 4 years old when my pops came into my life, and he has been the only father figure of in my life for as long as I can remember. Quincy wrote per U.S. Weekly. He stepped in and stepped up as a father at an important time in my life during my most formative years in a way that no one else could have. He poured his love into me in a way that I couldn't quite recognize as a child, a love that I'd only received from women in my life. So I actually kind of covered the rest. It was unconditional, safe, unwavering. It still is. So I still think that's sweet. I read it anyway. I know I said I wasn't gonna read it. I read it anyway. Okay, all right. Mm-hmm. Let's keep on pushing. Okay, and this is gonna be short and sweet. Oh, there are some pictures of his children there. Okay, those are his boys. I don't remember the other little boy, but I guess he has another son. I didn't recognize him. But he has six, three boys and three girls from the pictures, anyways. What I could tell. No, maybe seven. There's a baby. Okay, y'all. So that is it for tonight. That was a short little live. I wanted to make it short and sweet. And yeah, so I'm gonna do a wrap up real quick, and that's gonna be that. Okay. So basically, we started out real quick. We talked about Monique. There was just a quick clip to celebrate Monique. If you didn't know, she lost 100 pounds. I think it's pretty cool. All right. Congratulations. She says she's never been under 300 pounds. So she was like a little girl. So if she said she didn't do it with drugs or anything like that, she said she literally did it with diet, exercise, and that's how she kept the weight off. So kudos to her. She was also on the Tamron show, and so good job on that. And she's spreading the love. She has free videos where she's sharing with other people about working out. Her and her trainer. I actually I've actually done her class a couple times and I enjoyed it. Check it out if you like. Moving on, we just talked about P. Diddy, so we probably won't go back through that again. We talked about Damon Dash and his shenanigans. I just didn't know how funny Damon Dash. He is funny. I'm sorry, he's funny. And I thought him and Charlamagne were gonna fight. Okay, we talked about that, but we really focused on the fact that he said he was gonna sue the Breakfast Club allegedly. That's what the article said. Maybe he's joking because maybe he's joking. It's kind of silly, right? It's real silly. Then we touched on Ray J. And Ray J, I don't know what Ray J got going on. We talked about him saying that, there's a RICO charge and something's going on with the feds and Kim Kardashian and all this kind of stuff. Especially her mom is really in trouble. But we haven't found anything to back that up. I only heard this from Ray J, so let's be very clear about it. I don't know. I haven't heard anything else about this. So sounds like Ray J's upset. So yeah. But anyway, we touched on that. So go back and listen. Okay. Well, this has been short and sweet. I do appreciate you coming through. I'll be back with another one, a longer one. The tea is kind of dry, but I'll be back with another one. Okay. Have a wonderful night. Thank you for listening. As I always say, you can't change anyone else. You only can change yourselves. Focus on the things you can control and on none of the things you can't. I'll be back with another one. Have a good night. And don't forget to hit the like button, okay, to get the girl in the algorithm. All right. All right. Bye. See you later. Have a good one.